So this guy's great because you can shoot him.
No!
Alright, so you've seen Taxan. Now, see the flip side of the coin with another company called Vic Tokai. Folks, you heard of this Vic Tokai, aka Victor Tokai? He runs hits for the mob.
I love Victor. I do love Victor.
Okay, I have some facts about old Victor Tokai here. Vic Tokai was founded in 1977. The Vic stands for Valuable Information and Communication.
I love that name.
That is a good abbreviation. The Tokai part is actually from Tokai Corporation, which is a natural gas utility who owns the company. So they're part of a natural gas company that decided to expand into electronics and video games in the early 80s and 90s.
Ooh.
Now, the one thing you're going to notice about this company real quick is that they abandoned the NES as soon as possible. Like, they got in, like, they wanted to capitalize on that gold rush here in America. Everyone's buying NESs. Everyone wants video games. But come 1991, they just decided, nope, we are moving to 16-bit and never touching NES ever again. And that makes them kind of unique, because the other companies we've covered, Bandai, American Sammy, they hung on for a while, right? They were making games in 93, 94, capitalizing on that install base. Vic Tokai was just out of there. They just left without saying goodbye. It was just instant.
They were like, see ya, suckers.
But for the short time they were active, they managed to make an impact, I think. And not least of which was because of their very first game. This game came out in September of 1988. It is called Golgo 13, Top Secret Episode.
Okay, I like this.
Now that's how you do a logo. Just blast a big old bullet hole in the title. So you like my new helicopter?
It's really cool, Danny.
Thanks, I spent a lot of money on it.
Is that what you spent all the suck money on?
Yeah, I figured y'all would want us to have a helicopter. So I flew it right in front of the Statue of Liberty. And that didn't work out too well.
Hey, you shouldn't have done... Oh, shit.
It wasn't him. It was someone else. He was out of town when that shit happened. So this is a very stylish and cool-looking game. This has a very complex story. In fact, this is based on a manga and anime that was just starting to be translated for release here in the States at the time.
Okay, this one in particular is based on a certain Golgo 13 movie, apparently. Oh no, someone stole a vaccine. Danny, get the vaccine back.
So this is a hell of a game. If you've never played this, we are not going to even scratch the surface on this, but just to sum it up, this game covers multiple playstyles, multiple mechanics. It's got side-scrolling, it's got first-person shooting, it's got sniping. It has first-person maze sequences, because this is a Japanese game from the 80s. It's got a little bit of everything, and it actually has a pretty decent story with comprehensible dialogue, which was kind of a hell of a thing back then.
Thank you to Sasquatulus for resubbings. They've been sub 16 months in a row, thank you. They say, Room 909, no one can make that shot, no one is that good.
Except for the man with the custom M16. Thank you. So, Duke Togo, Golgo 13, he is a man of few words. He prefers to talk with his fists and his feet. You start off with this little jump kick, which is pretty weird.
He's pretty tall.
But every time you shoot an enemy, you get bullets. And then you can shoot them back with the bullets.
So, you can absorb their bullets?
Oh, except for this guy. Watch yourself, don't put your crotch in my head.
Yeah, it seems rude.
So Gogo, or Duke Togo, is a secret agent assassin, I think, pretty much. Actually, I guess he's just an assassin. People hired him to do these high-profile hits. Oh, look out, it's time for some first-person shooting. Like, what the hell? What other NES games did this back then? I'm talking especially 88.
This is really cool.
Yeah.
You know, I've actually only heard about this game. I've never seen it really in action.
It's pretty cool. It tries to bite off a little bit more than it can chew. It doesn't really execute as well as you might hope, but it's cool that they tried. You get to go in these areas, talk to people if they're there. Oh, here's a dude. Must have a stick up his butt.
I'm Dirk Bullet, stick up my butt.
Dirk Bullet. ... Seems a fixer agent commandeered a helicopter. You wouldn't know about anything about that, would you? ...
No, I don't know anything. I'm just some dumb idiot.
So I'm pretty sure we won't get to it, but this game is infamous for a few other reasons. There's a scene early on in the game where you meet your female agent counterpart in a hotel room, and she's like, "Oh, Duke, we should do it," and then you totally have sex.
Wow.
It's implied.
Hey, it's the Alex Hotel!
Welcome to the Alex Hotel.
Nice!
Here's the Alex concierge.
Oh, I'm making bank on this hotel.
You just said that.
Alright, you got a minute.
Oh shit, you ain't gonna see anything in this game. Now, one thing you may not know is the Japanese version goes even further than showing them having an encounter in a hotel room. The lady actually takes her clothes off.
Oh, wow.
There's legit nudity in the Japanese version of this. Also, I am so terrible at this game. I'm sorry I can't show off more of it to you.
Okay.
But it is a very lengthy, very difficult game. If anything, this game has a weak spot, and that is the first-person mazes. Those are terrible. I wish they weren't in here. But, in conclusion, I guess you could say this is a game that tried a lot of things. Not all of them succeeded. But for '88, it was really ambitious and impressive. And I guess that's kind of why it got a foothold here in America. A lot of people remember and talk about this game. That's Golgo 13. The man with the machine gun.
Cool. A cool game with a cool lad and cool feet, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And it has Alex Hotel.
Mm-hmm.
But let's move on to something even more impressive and even more higher selling. Because their second game that they released in 1988... In December of '88, they followed up on Golgo 13 with Bump and Jump. Now you might be saying, this is a Data East game, and you're right, Data East totally published this for the Famicom in '86. But, as is common for companies wanting to get a foothold in the States, they released some arcade ports, you know, just to test the waters. And I guess this one did pretty darn well. You played this?
Yes! This is one of my favorite games. I really like Bump and Jump, and I cannot tell you why.
So what do you do in this game?
Well, you know, it's I don't know how to tell you this, but you bump, and then you jump.
Okay.
Like so. There you go. You gotta bump all the other enemies to the side, you can destroy them, but you're mostly supposed to, like, get to the end, and, pick up as much oil cans as you can, because you will run out of gas, if you can see the P in the corner.
Oh, I see.
Slowly ticking down, yeah. Those cars over there, they'll either drop, those trucks will either drop trash, sometimes, cars will drop power-ups out of their butt like that.
They drop trash?
Yeah, I think that's a trash truck, just dropping trash in your path.
You gotta stop these guys.
Those you can't destroy. The trash trucks, yeah.
Oh, man. Into the trash.
I mean, maybe they're not trash, I just kind of assume.
So yeah, this is a port of a Data East arcade game. Famicom version came in '86, and I think it was a pretty different port from the arcade game. Because I played the arcade original, and this doesn't look much like it. I mean, it controls the same and all, but none of this looks familiar.
It has like a cutesier graphic style in this one, I think.
Yeah, I guess they kind of remade it in the process of porting it. Great, you crashed 7 cars.
Yeah, I love that part.
Music's okay. Of course, it's not a Vic Tokai game. They're just capitalizing on Data East's success here. But I guess it did pretty good numbers for them, judging by that one show we showed during the intermission.
Honestly, it looked like there was a lot of interest in multiple Vic Tokai games.
Yeah, they had Golgo 13 in one of those lists as well.
Also, I have a soft spot for Vic Tokai because I'm pretty sure they released it. Didn't they release Mansion of Hidden Souls? Or
they did. They released the US version of Mansion of Hidden Souls, yeah. Sega passed on it, and they picked up their localization of it. So you might say this is kind of a canny company. They see something that's worth releasing that other companies aren't interested in, and they just go, we'll pay the tab. We'll pay the publishing fees.
As you call it, the whole, hey, are you going to eat that type of publisher?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And considering how many publishers did that, like they just pick up non-published Famicom games, I guess that they had some kind of financial success with that.
Yes, Vic Tokai actually also, they also did the Troubleshooter series, which is really great.
Yeah, that's the thing about them. They didn't have much of a presence here on NES, but once they hit 16-bit, that's where all their big games came out. On Genesis, they published stuff like Mazin Saga and, of course, Troubleshooter. A few other good games. But just like the second they had the opportunity to move to 16-bit, they took it and didn't look back. And that's what I find kind of funny about them.
Sorry, I really like the music in this part.
This game's soundtrack is not bad.
It's good, right? Like, this is a surprisingly good game.
I'm enjoying it. Okay, so not a bad start for 88. You got Golgo and you got Bump and Jump, so all you manga-reading kids and your old parents who remember arcade games like Bump and Jump, they got both of you covered. That's Vic Tokai.
Thanks, Vic.
What do you say we move on?
Sure.
Let's move on to the future year of 1989. Well, Vic Tokai ended up sitting out this year entirely. They released absolutely nothing until December, when they decided to release a game called All Pro Basketball. Let me try that again. All Pro Basketball. Owl Pro Basketball.
Owl Pro Basketball!
There he is. Vic Tokai's taking over Florida, by
Look
the
at
way.
that. Oh my god, rip Florida. Also, I guess that's an owl now.
Wow, Texas not looking so good.
Please help.
Texas is just kind of a little protrusion down there.
These stripes. It's like we got eaten by a candy cane.
So here's the thing about this game. This is an ICOM basketball game. Back then, ICOM made basketball games for everyone, including American Sammy. They made Ultimate Basketball, which we covered during that stream. That was the game that had the Unions versus the Powers.
Yes, I remember that! Yeah.
They also made Taking It to the Hoop for the TurboGrafx, and Hoops, which was published by Jalico. So this is something like the fourth basketball game by them that we're going to play here on stream.
I like that. Classy.
It's more tragic to me, like they killed a basketball player to get this.
It's like pinball graffiti!
It is! He stole his shoes, too.
Oh, no!
Well, we got the New York Slicks.
Uh-huh.
The Chicago Zephyrs. What the hell does that say?
Boston Redcoats.
Okay. The LA Bacakers. That says Bacakers.
Fine, it's the Cakers.
The Dallas Stallions.
Oh my god, that horse had a really cool hat on.
Oh, it actually says the name underneath the logo.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Breakers.
Dallas Stallions. The Phoenix Wings. Seattle Sonics. That's a little bit too close to the actual one.
Come on!
San Francisco Bay Riders.
Oh, it's got kind of the, whatchamacallit, the bisexual flag, no, the pansexual flag there. One or the other. I'm sorry if I'm
And Tom
confusing
Selleck's on this team.
Oh my god!
Along with Twitty and Trump.
And Pickle!
And
Can't
Pickle.
forget Pickle and
Vince McMahon.
Okay, and
we're going with the San
Diane
Francisco Bay
Feinstein,
Riders.
too. And Conway Twitty.
Oh, LA versus New York. We're going this way.
Yeah, Diane Feinstein's short-lived Bay Riders, though. She would have been in the area. Oh my god.
Wow, this looks a lot like Hoops.
Bisexual. Okay, it's the bi pride flag I was thinking of. Okay.
Okay.
So how's it play?
It's well, I don't like how it does that half-court animation there. That was something some games did, where you pass the half-court mark and it like...
Whoa, that was cool!
That's neat, and also totally ripped off from Double Dribble.
Totally.
But whatever. Double Dribble was the template they were working off of here. Oh, come on, let me get one basket at least. This does not play great, by the way. But if you're contracting ICOM, you're not asking for a great basketball game. You're just asking for a basketball game. Peter dunking all over me.
Peter is built like a barbarian, I just want to say. I'm sorry, he looks like he belongs in an Amiga game. He's so buff.
That guy just fell down on the ground. He was like, oh, he charged me.
He's just sitting on the ground, tired. A little sleepy.
Where's the turbo button? How do you get on fire?
Well, first you get some butane.
Okay. Is this actual 5-on-5 basketball, come to think of it, or is it just 3-on-3? Let's count the players.
Okay. This has now become an educational game.
Okay, alright, roll the tape back. That dude stole the ball from like 5 feet away. No way. No way did that actually happen. Then he flashed his panties at me for
Danny!
for extra humiliation. Alright, here we go. Oh man. let me make a bucket. I want to shoot the hoop.
Can't even buy a bucket, sweetie.
I want to take it to the hoop. Jeez.
He's barbarian.
He knocked me to the ground and then flashed me again. This is the rudest game of basketball.
It is 5-on-5 and counting.
Okay, well, that's something at least. I know Double Dribble was just 2-on-2, so they could say that that was a feature at the very least.
This is the Harlem Globetrotters versus the Washington Generals.
Why would you bet on the Generals? Alright, computer clearly stunting, 14-0. Let's try it. Alright, yeah, just throw the ball to no one. Yeah, just pass it to a dude in the crowd. That's cool. There doesn't need to be a dude there. Why am I getting heated?
You're having... Would you say you're having...
I'm having a heated gamer moment. Oh, here we go! Yeah, get that shit out of here! Go
nice.
fuck yourself!
Wow, Danny!
Oh, he still got the ball.
Wow.
Alright, this is my last chance. I got one more chance before our time's up. Here we go. I'm gonna take it right to the hoop. No. I missed the hoop. I'm just getting more heated by the minute here. I can't control the things that are gonna come out of my mouth.
I'm sorry. He looks like he's in like an Amiga game that's like, you know, Barbarian Last Stand or like.
Oh! Yeah!
Nice.
I did it. Anyone want to talk about why we're playing with a volleyball instead of a basketball?
Safety standards.
Okay.
All right, it's 5 minutes, babe.
Well, despite the fact that you're playing basketball with a volleyball, this is okay. There's a whole bunch of basketball games on NES. Most of them made by the same developer, including this one. So if you want to play one of those games, this exists. So that was their whole release lineup for '89. Just that game. Just all pro basketball.
What else you need?
But
you got your pros and your basketballs.
But they came back big time next month, because January 1990, that is when there was a clash at Demonhead.
Oh shit, this is a good game.
And this game is kind of amazing.
Bang?
Yeah, your name is Bang. Your name is Billy Big Bang Blitz is his full name.
Okay, I love Vic Tokai, I'm sorry.
This originally came out in Japan as Dengeki Big Bang. This is actually developed and published by Vic Tokai.
Okay.
That was the one thing I didn't mention, because other than the games they licensed for release over here, Vic Tokai developed all of the games itself. That's in comparison to American Sammy and Bandai, who mostly went with like Tosei or ICOM.
Oh no, they got the guy who did the big bomb that sucks or whatever.
Oh no, Big Bomb Dude.
Sorry, Doomsday Bomb. Not Big Bomb Dude who sucks or whatever.
Big Bomb Dude who sucks.
Alright, I love these enemies. I like how cute this is.
So here's my favorite part of the game. You talk to enemies in this game sometimes, and when it does that, you enter talking time.
Oh, that's so cool.
And they get their little portraits and everything. This guy's just a skeleton. His name is Tom Guykott, the chief of the governors.
Oh, this guy seems cool. Like, maybe he shouldn't be killing you or whatever, but he seems alright.
Yeah, we should team up. Why are we fighting?
Exactly, that is Papyrus.
It is. He's here to avenge his brother. Now, I know some folks out there played this.
Yes.
And if you played this, you're probably a fan. I know I am. I have beaten this game. This is a... how to describe this? I guess this is like a non-linear platformer adventure, where you have this overworld map, and you can determine where you go. And each place has different items and equipment you can collect in order to unlock different areas. Let's go to Route 3. Yeah, look at this giant map. This has like a couple dozen levels on it.
God, it's so big.
And that's really my big complaint with this game, because sometimes, at some point later in the game, you have to backtrack, and that's kind of a pain in the ass, because there's no teleporter. You have to actually just walk. But other than that, this plays really well. It's pretty distinctive. It's got a sense of humor to it. You play as Billy Big Bang Blitz. Have I mentioned that?
That's a good name. That is such a good name. The Billy Big Name Ballroom Blitz. The Big Mouth Billy Bang Bass Ballroom Blitz. I'm Michael. Oh, Michael.
He doesn't take orders from us. I met the grieving sprite on Route 17.
So long!
So this guy's great because you can shoot him.
No! I like that no.
This game's great. I can't encapsulate everything great about this game, but if you've played it, you would know. It is definitely worth playing, in my opinion. There's also a currency system. You gotta get all this money together so you can buy power-ups. Eventually you get stuff like lava boots that let you walk on lava. Just all sorts of fun stuff. And it's upgrade-oriented, which is kind of unusual for a game of this vintage. Hey! Something's trying to get into my head! Hey!
Oh no!
It was fun. He's fine.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Well, I'm glad.
Do we have any fun facts to report about this game?
No, chat loves this game. They
Yeah.
just like this game. Yeah, multiple folks played this game as kids, loved it. They like this game now.
It's great. I'd say it still holds up. It's kind of clunky in that late 90s, or rather late 80s, early 90s way, but you put up with it.
Oh, well, the one fun fact is that the music, the sound from this is by composer of Solomon's Key, Michiharu Hasuya, so...
And Rygar, too, right? This game
Yeah, I
sounds a
think
lot
so.
like Rygar.
Does sound like Rygar. Alright, you got a minute left.
Okay, Clash at Demonhead, one of the best games we're going to stream today. Seriously, check this game out.
This is really neat.
It's so good that they ripped off the name in Scott Pilgrim.
They sure did.
Then again, it's kind of hard to resist naming your band The Clash at Demonhead.
So is Demonhead a location, or...?
Yeah, you're heading towards Demonhead Mountain on the map here. That's
I see.
Yeah, that's the big location you're heading towards.
And you're gonna clash there, huh?
Mm-hmm. There will be a clash.
Oh, you got a love letter. You got enough time to pick it up.
Okay.
15 seconds.
A letter. Bang! Captured your girlfriend, Mary. Surrender. Route 31. Poundar.
It's not really a love letter, I guess.
Mary's a prisoner? It can't be. So yeah, so much to do, so much to say. There's a lot to do in this game. That's all I gotta say
I
about
was
it.
gonna say, it's really good. It's really good. Definitely.
Do check it out.
Definitely check it out, yeah.
It's my pick of the week.
You're a retro gaming classic.
Alright, so how do you follow up Clash at Demonhead? Well, if you're Vic Tokai, you wait until March. You give kids a couple months to sit on this. And then you're like, you know what, kids? It's March, and I think you're ready for conflict.
Oh, I don't know. I'm pretty conflict avoidant myself.
I love conflict. Can't get enough of it.
Oh, good God!
Please enjoy the 60 frames per second flicker effect.
That's cool, though. It's all the things you conflict with.
Yeah.
Helicopter, plane, tank.
All the major modes of conflict right here. We're one player with 3 units. Blue level 1. The Tale of Mid-Cities. The Arch of Battle. Crossfire. Cats and dogs. The gap. Crossing the barrier. The heat of war. Screaming eagles.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go with cats and dogs.
Okay.
Okay, so this is a game that pits cats and dogs versus one another. A battle for the ages.
Wow, those cats all have military gear on.
These cats are serious.
Are those cats running a military, like, are they running an armament factory?
Mm-hmm. They take their shit seriously, man. Okay, move. So if you've ever played a hex-based strategy game, this is one of them. It plays like you might think. You can't occupy the same space with 2 different things.
Oh, that's like a gloved hand you have on there. What is that?
Oh yeah, it's a military glove.
I guess.
It's a fingerless glove. You gotta be able to use your fingers in
It's
war.
very cool. Dude, I gotta ask, do awkward teens still wear fingerless gloves? Has that period ended?
Did they go out with wallet chains and Jinkos?
Oh, they probably did.
Okay, I've never played this game. Has anyone else here have any experience with this game?
No, but they're saying it's based on the hit Desert Storm trading card series, so...
Of course. The hit trading card turned actual war. So yeah, it's 1 versus 1, hex-based strategy. Not as good as Military Madness or any other military games that would come after this, but it did fill a niche here in the States. Like I mentioned before, you gotta cater to both the kids and the dads. And so far, Vic Tokai seems more like a dad company, considering they released this, and Bump and Jump. Mm-hmm. That's a big dad game.
Oh man, dads love Bump and Jump.
And I bet Dad would even like Golgo 13 if he gave it a shot.
Oh, you know Dad would love Golgo 13 when they got to the hotel. Dad would be like, oh, this game's so great!
Finally, a game for me.
Mm-hmm. Dog IRL knows someone who, in the year of our Lord 2019, still wears Jinkos. A Dog IRL, you protect and you keep them safe.
Yeah, keep them safe from modern inconveniences.
That happened with Jinkos? Yes?
Don't
get your Jinkos trapped in your car door.
Yeah, watch out. Don't ride a bike if you're wearing Jinkos.
Do those get caught?
I'd imagine they would. So if you really wanted a primitive Advance Wars circa 1990, this is one of the very few choices you had available. It's either this or Nobunaga's Ambition. I guess this is a little bit similar than Koei's stuff. Simpler, rather.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also a strategy game.
Yeah.
So we should probably move on. Conflict! Some people like it. Some people don't see what the big deal is.
It's really got people talking.
It did. So also in March of 1990, wow, they had 3 releases lined up. This is just the first of them.
Man.
Second release of March 1990 from Vic Tokai. Maybe one of their best games, Kid Kool, and the quest for the 7 herbs.
7 herbs and spices, I guess. Look at that little walk.
So this one's kind of weird. In Japan, this was based on... celebrity? Mm-hmm. It's hard to figure out what kind of celebrity he was, though. I think he was like a Takahashi Meijin-style figure, where he was good at games or something. Mm. So they gave him his own game, and in Japan, they called it Kakefukun no Jump Tengoku Speed Jigoku, or Kakefu's Jump Heaven Speed Hell.
I was a child actor.
Child actor. Okay. Well, over here in the States, they got rid of the license, and they replaced his face with a much cooler kid. The Kid Kool himself. Look how cool he is.
He didn't do anything video game related. He was just a TV entertainer who was like, I'm the child, or whatever.
Oh, I see. So he's got to have a video game. Mm-hmm. There were several games like that way back when for the Famicom.
I'm surprised that they didn't give Macaulay Culkin his own game, just like there was just Macaulay Culkin the game, or whatever.
That would be cool, but he had a whole bunch of games anyway. He was the page master. Mm-hmm. And so, Call... This guy doesn't even get my name right.
We gotta get the 7 herbs.
So disrespectful. Yeah, we gotta get some herbs for the king.
Mm-hmm. Because the king is ill.
I see. Mm-hmm. And he's got those half-mast eyes. I see what's going on here.
I'm pretty sure we just stole this joke from Dr. Sparkle.
Yeah, we totally did. Take that, Dr. Sparkle. It's our joke now.
No,
Kid Kool.
I like that.
So believe it or not, in a way, we've kind of covered this game before. This is the first of a loose trilogy of games from Vic Tokai. This has similar gameplay mechanics as Psycho Fox and also Decap Attack, 2 games that were later released for Sega consoles. They all share a lot of weird similarities, like bumping enemies into the ground when you jump on them, the weird momentum, the short-range attacks, all that good stuff. And it's super annoying in this game. This game is not a good game. Let me make that clear. Oh God.
Alright, hold on. BMF is sharing some images.
Cool Mario.
They are this. Okay, I see.
Whoa, that's totally Mario.
Oh my God, that is a.
Vic
That's
Tokai.
Amazing.
Vic Tokai, what are you doing?
No way, that kicks ass. Oh wow, look at the silhouettes. That's so good. Vic Tokai kicks ass! No way! No way! I love this. I'm sorry.
So it's pretty clear what their inspiration was. They just wanted to make Mario. That's it. They didn't really care either way. They just wanted a Mario-style game.
For those who didn't see, basically the Kid Kool sprites are really, really very close in silhouette to Mario's movement sprites. I love that. Go big, or, steal big, or don't steal at all.
Yeah, just steal from the best. If you're gonna steal, you might as well steal from Nintendo.
Hell yeah.
Just ask the guy who made that Commodore 64 Mario game.
Oh.
Vic Tokai somehow survived Nintendo's wrath, though, and they got to release this shit heap of a game. I hate this game.
I don't like this game
either. This plays really badly.
I don't like a lot of the Kid Kool Psycho Fox series, unfortunately.
Highness, it seems Kool has died.
Oh, shit!
Oh my. I'm so heartbroken. The game is over, isn't it?
Oh, that's messed up.
There he is.
Oh my god!
He is dead.
I'm sorry.
Sorry about that. I guess I died. Let me finish this segment with one final fun fact about this game. This game, up until very recently, like within the last year, this game was speedrun proof. People tried to speedrun this, and they would just bounce off it like right away. They would just go, oh no, this is bad, I don't want to play this. It wasn't until the Kuso Grande master himself, Brosentia, finally started banging his head against this game, and managed to put together a speedrun. And now other people speedrun it, and there is an actual legitimate world record for Kid Kool, like 30 years after it was released.
Oh, well, how fast? How fast is it?
It's something like 10 or 20 minutes, I think.
That's good.
But it is a pain in the ass to play. So much so that even speedrunners, who usually like shitty games, they just did not take to this game at all. And you know how popular speedrunning was over the last decade, and just the fact that it took them up until last year to find this game. That really says a lot, I think. I hate this.
Danny, look. Bomberman, Mario, and Challenger. Oh, that's so good.
Teach the conspiracy. And look how angry he is. Come on, man, you're in your own video game. Why you gotta be so angry?
Well, maybe he wanted to be in a better video game.
Well, here's a better video game. So, what also came out in March of 1990, and kind of out of left field at this point, is Terra Cresta. This is not a Vic Tokai game, they just published it here in the States. They published this in 1990, though notice the copyright date says 85. This came out on Famicom in 85.
Ooh, that's no good.
But it is a port of a semi-popular arcade game, so I guess they felt the need to do that. This is Nihon Busan, aka Nichibutsu, makers of several nudie Mahjong arcade games. But before that, they did several shooters for arcades as well.
So did they do, they go from, normal games to, adult games or whatever?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, once they figured out they could make money off of Mahjong, there was no going back. Kind of a shame, because they did some pretty innovative stuff. There was... did they do Phoenix or Pallades? It was one of those early Galaxian-style shooters.
Ooh.
But anyway, they followed it up with this, and I guess this was pretty good for 85. I don't really remember this game having much of a presence here in the States, though, which just makes a US release for the NES one just kind of seem out of nowhere.
Yeah, I don't think I ever did see Terra Cresta. I don't think I've ever seen a Terra Cresta machine in a while or whatever.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, the music's good.
I imagine it was at least kind of popular in Japan, though. And Vic Tokai needed to fill out their slate, and they already did Bump and Jump.
Alright, as Abby mentions, this is the sequel to Moon Cresta.
Moon Cresta, that's the one I'm thinking of, thank you.
Also, the way those dinosaurs die is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Let's see, Chad says, melt a dinosaur and crater a dinosaur. Just... Oh god, it is bone!
Just collapsed into bones.
Yeah.
You know what? This ain't bad. I'd say this is better than Star Soldier. So maybe they got one up on Taxan here. Yeah, okay. I could get into this. Still, for 1990, that's kind of pushing it. You're kind of digging up the dregs of the old Famicom's release library there. But your ship is called the Winger, named after the famous metal band.
Well, you know Vic Tokai. They were always like, hey, this looks good enough to release. You know, we'll do it.
Pretty much. Or maybe it was more like, what hasn't been released in the States yet?
True.
And isn't a Mahjong game. What's this dude? Oh my god, look at this!
Oh, wow.
Fuck what I said, this game's great. Yeah, I could see this being big in 85. Not so much 90, but it's okay. You get to turn dinosaurs into piles of bones.
That is pretty cool.
Just melt the dinosaurs with your lasers. And hell, if Hudson can release shit like Dino Ricky, what's to stop Vic Tokai from releasing this?
Exactly. Vic, you do your thing. You reach back into those archives and pull out whatever you can on the bottom of the barrel. Just some slime-covered old shit. Just shake it off. Just get a wet paper towel, some Q-tips, out rubbing alcohol. You got this. It's fine.
I've really shit-talked this game, but I kind of like it.
I was gonna say, this looks fine. I can see why they released this.
Yeah. Can never have too many shooters. Well, this is one of the many vertical shoot-em-ups available for NES, courtesy of Vic Tokai. I guess it's time to finish up our look at Vic Tokai, because they're getting ready to finish up here in the States. As I mentioned, 1990, this is when the Genesis was out and the Super Nintendo was about to hit the market, so Vic Tokai said goodbye to everything that they built up on the NES. But they still had a couple games left. We're heading into their last two releases here. June of 1990, we finally get that Golgo 13 sequel with the Mafat Conspiracy. Or perhaps Mayfat Conspiracy. What do you prefer, Mafat or Mayfat?
I prefer Muffet.
Ah, the Muffet Conspiracy.
Technically, I actually prefer Muppets, but...
Did Little Miss Muffet sit on a tuffet? Okay.
Please read my newsletter to find out. Please watch my 12-part YouTube series, each episode 3 hours long.
Oh, this is for real. They're talking about Star Wars here.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, sometime in the 1990s, America launched some satellites. Wait, that was the 80s, I guess. Whatever.
One of them fell out, it looks like. Oh no, not threatening letters!
Now it's been sending threatening letters.
We're getting very angry tweets. The Kremlin's mad.
This cannot be verified. Oh, we're all about obscure references. So what's y'all's favorite Nichibutsu Mahjong game?
Danny!
Los Angeles is my favorite submarine. Boy, this goes on.
Hey, there used to be, Steven Spielberg used to have a submarine sandwich multimedia restaurant in LA called Dive. It was like you were in the middle of a submarine, and the submarine every 30 minutes would dive. It would kind of shake, and the windows would change, and yeah. It lasted for 5-6 years.
Oh, he's arming up.
Alright, chat says their favorite Nichibutsu game is Neon Pie. And I think that's the only one they've played.
Cool. I'm glad we got at least one.
Whoa!
Holy shit!
Wow! Out of nowhere!
It was just Easter Sunday. He was wearing the crown of thorns. You see that?
Wow! Let's
Jesus coming back from the dead? Not on my watch.
Thanks, Golgo. Dick Togo was like,
Dude, he was ready, too.
Right outside the cave! He's like, Whoa, that guy's cool.
Alright, so they've got the Ninja Gaiden influence going on here. That makes sense. Now, I gotta say, this game, not nearly as well regarded as the first game. This is a much simpler game, much more straightforward. May have been by a different developer, though I didn't really check that. Well, half our time is up. I should start the game.
Yeah, we should probably get going.
I am glad I saw that first intro, though.
That was good. No, that was really good.
Oh god, here we go again.
Take that, Jesus!
Pow! Just exploded his
Right
head.
between the eyes.
Good shot. So
Oh,
this
this
is what Golgo 13.2 looks like, and at first, yeah, it does look like an improvement. The graphics are way more detailed. He has a nice, handsome suit on
Very handsome.
instead of his Canadian tuxedo that he had in the first game.
Hey, I like the denim vest look, okay?
Yeah, but it's not suited for Golgo. Here he's looking much more like Golgo.
I love the way his hands are in his pocket. Very, very nice, cool, confident.
Nonchalant. Notice how he always attacks with his feet, like he doesn't even use his fists. Just lets his feet do the talking.
It's just like walking downtown. I love the guy at the cafe who's like, none of my business.
Yeah, I do like the background details. In some ways this is an improvement, but man, in terms of gameplay, they really dialed it back. There's not nearly as much variety. It's just straightforward side-scrolling stuff. CIA. In stereo.
No, I'm James, not CIA.
What a troublesome business. Here, take my gun. Cool, give me that gun. No, I want to use the gun. Oh, I have no bullets. I don't know, are there any fans of this game out there? I've never run into one.
Oh, I've seen, who said it in chat? Let me scroll up a bit. I think,
Oh, now we got bullets. Here we go.
someone in chat said they liked and played this game as a kid, so...
It's okay. It's just, I guess if anything, it kind of stands in the shadow of the original game. Especially considering the original game was 88, and it tried so many different things. Here, they've dialed up the level of graphical detail, but not much else. That is a nice suit, though.
It is so nice, and I love how it even looks... Even the way he walks makes it look clean pressed, like the way it bunches behind his legs. It's kind of interesting.
And in terms of best-dressed characters we've seen tonight, Duke Togo easily wins. Not even a contest.
Oh, yeah. Hey. Alright, it's 5 minutes.
Ah, dang. Well, let's see what this level looks like.
Okay.
Oh, it looks exactly like the other ones. Only now we're fighting ninjas. So that's something at least. Golgo 13.2, worth a look. It's fun.
Yeah, I like this game's presentation graphically.
Yeah, just don't expect the first game in terms of ambition. Dial back your expectations, and maybe you'll have a good time.
Exactly, the G in low G man stands for Golgo.
Whoa. Whoa.
Think about it, won't you?
I am. And finally, their final release came in January of 1991. This is it. They decided... I think this game was actually scheduled for release in 1990, but it somehow bled over to the next year. They wanted out of that 8-bit system. They wanted to start developing stuff for 16 bits. They wanted all their stuff out the door. So that's how Crayon Conquest got released. This is another game that got heavily modified from its Japanese release. It was originally called Magical Kids Doropi. And over here it got kind of an edgy remake in terms of box art.
Oh yeah, the box art's really nice.
The original Japanese one is like all kids anime looking, while the US is all like, hey, I'm badass.
Yeah, it looks like it's like this nice like colored pencil pastel kind of look, and it looks like something you definitely see airbrushed on the side of a van. I love it.
And yeah, as the opponent says, this has no cutscenes or ending. They did translate the intro, but all the other cutscenes, they just completely cut out.
I think there's a fan translation of Magical Doropi, though.
There is, yeah. There is a full translation patch for the Japanese original. So do check that out.
Okay, interesting fact from BMF.
That's not how that works. Vic Tokai, what are you doing?
They're Vic Tokai, as well.
Yeah, true.
They were too busy thinking about getting Mansion of Hidden Souls out there. Okay, she is anime.
Look at this anime. Even the robots are anime.
Robots kind of remind me of Mega Man.
You don't say.
A little bit.
Well, funny you should say that. You should see what the gameplay is like.
Oh, she's tiny. Oh, come on! Is this just Mega Man?
It's just Mega Man. Imagine, if you will, if Mega Man was a witch.
I'm into it.
His name would be Francesca.
Mm-hmm. Who's she?
I don't know.
Is that like another witch?
Yeah, there's dueling witches. I am Francesca. And these are the last words I'm going to speak in the US version of this game.
Starts it off, huh?
Yeah. Crayon Conquests.
Okay.
So this is very clearly Vic Tokai going after that Mega Man money, because look at how this game looks and plays. It is just Mega Man.
This is Mega Man.
It's Mega Man with cleavage.
Even this music is very Mega Man-y.
Oh, I like that. I like this move here. Especially when she pokes her stick out.
It's like, stay away.
So you can fire in 4 directions. That's kind of different from Mega Man. You can also choose these different abilities, including a ball weapon. Like, even the way the screen scrolls is just pure Mega Man.
Okay, I like that you have a bounce weapon. That's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. It doesn't just it doesn't directly rip off Mega Man. It tries its own things. We gotta go back to... Oh, let's use our broom, actually.
Yes.
We are a witch.
Oh, come on!
Later, fuckers. I'm just using my rush jet. I mean broom.
Your broom.
Let's get a shield. Oh yeah, you can charge up your weapons as well. There, it's a shield.
Honestly, I also wish Mega Man looked like this. This is really cool.
Yeah, I wish there was more Mega Man turned witch games. That's an okay concept, in my opinion.
Yeah, this chat says this is kind of what looks like a ROM hack.
A little bit, yeah.
But like a good ROM hack, one that you'd be like, wow, good job, everybody.
Some ROM hacker put their original witch character in a video game. Ow. Oh, come on. No.
Doing good.
Fuck this.
Yeah, set that guy on fire.
No, fire. I said I wanted fire.
There you go.
It's a little awkward to play, but it's still pretty fun.
Let's see, they're calling it Blega Bland.
Lubega Man. Aw. She even explodes like Mega Man.
Yeah!
Yeah, this game's pretty blatant, but also pretty enjoyable, I think. It is a fun little game.
I like this. I like this a lot.
There's weird little quirks, like if you try to jump and shoot, you automatically lose your momentum.
Ah, maybe I don't like this. Oh, that's no good.
I just think it's a shame we didn't see more of Francesca.
Like,
we should have seen Francesca 2, 3, 4, 5, 6...
X,
X2, X3, X4...
Battle Card Network.
Yeah, exactly.
Soccer, I'd love Francesca
Soccer.
Yeah. Maybe some kind of board game, multiple TV series.
Super Fighting Witch, Francesca. I use my fire now. There we go. Yeah, she's also a phoenix.
There she goes. Alright, we're past 5 minutes, but we want to keep playing.
Well, I do have one more game to show off.
Okay.
Because that was a game that kind of got lost with Vic Tokai. Alright, to close the book on Vic Tokai, this was their final game. I have a feeling it barely came out, considering it was their only game released in 1991. And at this point, Vic Tokai moved on to 16-bit, and afterwards, they didn't find nearly as much success in the 32-bit era. You'll remember them from games like Dark Rift and Criticom, some really bad fighting games. And they eventually exited console games publishing entirely in 1997. They dropped the Vic in 2011, and they still operate as Tokai Communications, only in telecommunications and networking. Yeah. So no more video games from old Vic Tokai.
Yeah, they mostly do cable TV stuff now.
Well, if you want a cable package that's competitive, turn to Vic Tokai, your pal and mine. There was one last game, though, that almost got released in 91 or 92, and it didn't quite make it out. That is a game called Secret Ties. Now, I took some notes on this game because I had to actually do some research because I'd completely forgotten the history of this game. This game is based on Master Thief Sugar, which was a 70s manga series by Takao Saito, who is the writer and illustrator of Golgo 13.
Oh, Okay.
And you'll notice upon starting the game that the main character looks a hell of a lot like Duke Togo.
That's who I thought this was a Dick Togo game for my whole.
It's pretty much like his twin brother, pretty much. Only he's Silk and he's a thief, and that's basically it.
That's Duke Togo. Yeah, that's
totally
just Duke
is.
Togo in a cool turtleneck.
Now, one thing I'd forgotten, which is a hell of a thing because I was involved, this game was lost until a prototype was discovered in 2003 by Lost Levels, which is Frank Cifaldi, me, and a couple other people who hunt down unreleased games. We got this from the same lot from a collector in Spain as other unreleased games like Sunman, Time Diver Eon Man, Taro's Quest, Hit the Ice, and Squashed. Those all came from the same lot. That was an amazing find.
That's amazing.
In fact, that lot was the main inspiration behind starting Lost Levels, because we figured, hey, we got all these prototypes. How are we going to get them out? How are we going to get the information out there? And around the same time, a guy contacted Frank saying, hey, I got this game called California Raisins. You want to dump that? And that's how Lost Levels was born. The first article was California Raisins. And then we released all these other games afterward. So that was a fun time. Just all this history suddenly being unearthed in Spain, of all places. I think some magazine guy was clearing out his collection or something.
It's always magazine, folks. God bless y'all magazine game writers who save your betas and stuff.
Yeah, thank you for not sending this back to Vic Tokai.
Thank you for breaking the law.
Now, our expectations as to why this game got
Incan
released...
Temple says trans rights. Okay.
No one really knows why this game was canceled. It's fully complete. It seems like a fairly solid platformer. If anything, it was kind of an oversaturated market at this point, because there were very similar, let's call them Ninja Gaiden clones, which is what this clearly is. But there's a big difference. In this
Another day, another dollar!
This game stars a smartass, and he says so much smartass stuff throughout this game. So you're Silk, you can climb up walls, as most thieves can. The music rips off Bloody Tears from Castlevania,
Yes!
but that's okay.
Yes! Yes! I love this!
Now you look at this and you think, why wasn't this released? But what we pieced together at Lost Levels is we think this game just came at the wrong time. This followed up on stuff like Batman, even Sammy released something like this with Vice Project Doom, Shatterhand, Power Blade. There was a million of them out at this point. And even Vic Tokai had their own game with Francesca's Wand, or what was it called? Crayon Conquest.
Yeah, Crayon Conquest.
So I guess they just figured they had their platformer niche set aside for that year and canned this one. Notably, there are several Ninja Gaiden clones that got cancelled around the same time for similar reasons. Some of them we haven't found. Some we have. We found Jalico's Bashi Bazook. We found Taito's Time Diver Eon Man. We're still looking for Bandai's Ultimate Journey, which is like the ultimate lost Ninja Gaiden clone.
What a name!
If anyone knows where Ultimate Journey is, please let us know. It got reviewed in several magazines. There has to be prototypes out there. And yeah, between it being a saturated market and Vic Tokai wanting to get the hell out of Dodge and making stuff for 16-bit platforms, it wasn't a good time to release this.
This is so cool.
But it's a fun game.
Look at that! Look at this, Danny!
It's nice and fluid, there's good animation. Some of the bosses are really cool.
Danny, I think I'm becoming a Vic Tokai nerd.
Are you?
Oh, you chased him!
Yeah,
Oh,
I like this style of game where the sprites are small, but they're really detailed. That's like the Kid effect, I guess, even though this wasn't by Kid. Oh yeah, you also got a cool slide move. Check that out. And you have gun.
You're just gonna shoot, like... I was gonna say they're Frankensteins, but they're knights. Those are knights, obviously.
I always thought they were mummies.
Well, maybe they are mummies.
There's some stuff in this game that's a little unpolished, like the life bar just being dots. That's something they should probably change. Also, the gun icon is just the letter G.
Well, I mean...
Things like that.
G for gun, you know.
G for gun, it does make sense. Now, I'm not going to play through this whole thing, but yesterday I did make several save states for this game, so we're going to see a lot of Silk's more smart-ass moments.
Oh, good, good.
Because that's what really sells this game, in my opinion.
Hey, I just want to say I really like the translation here.
This guy brought karate to a gunfight.
He sure sure did! Wow! Bioman.
Oh wow, he actually jumped, and then he died.
Bioman kinda sucked there.
Take that, Bioman. Hey! You stay down. Now, I didn't know this, or rather notice this, until I started playing it a couple days ago, but this is not a side-scrolling platformer. If you noticed, it's all flick screen, like it's a ZX Spectrum game or something.
Yeah!
That also may be why it wasn't released, because every other game of this type was side-scrolling. I have no idea why they went with flick screen.
Good question. Was this released in Japan?
This was not released in Japan. This never got a release anywhere in the world.
Wow!
Which is extra weird because it's based on a Japanese property.
Oh, he's so happy!
Look at his face! Reiko! So glad to see you! I didn't know you were here. Oh, well, you've been better. So I'd say the biggest thing that differentiates this from all the other Ninja Gaiden clones at the time is the whole flick screen thing, and the fact that the main character is just a smartass, nonstop. There's so many quotable quotes he says, and it's actually translated pretty well.
Yeah, I noticed the localization and translation here was pretty not as dry as a lot of the other NES stuff at the time.
Yeah. GDRI's Twitter account today retweeted something that it said about the localization guy who worked at Vic Tokai. It was actually some kind of marketing guy who was a native English speaker, which explains why all the text actually reads well.
I love this. I'm sorry. He's so sassy.
Pete, don't fail me now!
I love him! Alright, Silk. Alright, Silk, you are...
So yeah, what this game lacks in imagination, it makes up for in sassiness. Because this guy is so sassy. And playing through it yesterday, it was pretty fun. I recommend it. It is one of the better unreleased games that we've discovered at Lost Levels.
That is a good question. Was this developed for Japan or America first? I assume Japan, because this comic, from what I can tell, never came out in America. If there was an American release of the Silk comic, please let me know. I'd love to read it. But from what I understand... I
would assume they wanted a Japanese release, but... Remember, Golgo 13 was a pretty big hit over here, and they probably wanted to capitalize on that with something similar. And what is more similar than a guy who looks exactly like him?
That's true. So, you know what? I guess I don't know if this was released in, if this was meant for America or Japan first.
Who can say?
Which came first?
And I don't think there's anyone around who can answer that question nowadays.
No.
If anyone can get in touch with Victor Tokai, please let us know. Alright, so it goes into the sewers, so...
Yeah,
I'm gonna skip ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, stage 3! Can't let that madman get his hands on this...
Man.
Can't get his hands on Reiko, either.
The world-famous thief and Messiah is coming, wow!
Oh yeah, starting in level 2, people start calling him the Messiah, and he's pretty weirded out by it. Woo! Can someone hit the air conditioning, please? I've heard of working up a sweat, but this is ridiculous.
Alright, BMF mentions Cutting Room Floor says this was developed by Graphic Research, who you may know better from the game that has appeared on Mascot Friday widget.
Oh my god, that Graphic Research. I read GDRI and they said that Graphic Research just did the sound, but really it could have been them developing for all I know.
So Graphic Research, according to Codeman, did audio work for a lot of Vic Tokai's later stuff.
Okay, so they had a pretty good relationship then. Now the boss of this level... Oh, hang on. You gotta see what he says here.
Yeah, you do.
This is important. That's why I made the damn save state. He says, well... Upon seeing this in front of him...
Same!
Well... What do you know? A stone elephant. You're gonna look great on my lawn!
Oh my god.
Yeah, this guy's kind of an asshole. In this fight, you have to do things a little bit differently. You gotta kick stuff back at the elephant. Let me see if I can actually win this fight. And there's only 5 levels, so I guess I'll show them all off. It shouldn't take more than a few minutes. We did have requests to see more of this game. We have played it before.
So, yeah, this is a monster party boss fight? Yeah.
It kinda is, yeah. Mark, hit that giant elephant. Okay, I got him.
Nice.
Hey, you killed my stone elephant.
Let's see who's partying there. Whoa, who's that?
It's one of the minifigures you meet throughout the game who calls you the Messiah and gives you all these little MacGuffins you need to finish the game.
Looks like Robert Zadar playing Jesus here.
Wow.
Sorry.
Robert Zadar making multiple appearances during tonight's stream.
Easy with that Messiah thing.
Let's go to Japan. He's also really put out by this adventure, which really differentiates him from other NES heroes.
I like that he's exhausted, actually. I like that he's exhausted and bothered.
I should get a frequent flyer program.
Honestly, he should. It actually would be really good for him.
If I were a Japanese temple, where would I stand? It's right back there, dude.
Yeah, it's...
Just look above you.
Mm-hmm.
So eventually you start fighting ninjas and stuff. Game gets a little difficult, but not too tough, and there's infinite continues, and a password, so they really want you to beat this game. Let's go a little bit further.
Let's see, Blab says this is very Die Hard inspired. Teeter says he's starting to sound like Bubsy.
The Messiah cometh. You're in for a great deal of pain, says Silk, and he says, spoken like a true Messiah.
Video Game King says I'm getting Ernest Evans vibes from this. Yeah, I'm kind of getting that.
Now, one thing none of these bosses counted on was Silk having a gun.
I love that. They're like,
you can just gun them down.
Like we don't even.
That part feels a little bit unbalanced to me. Maybe that's part of why it got unreleased.
Mm-hmm.
So we meet this last guy, and he gives us the third MacGuffin we need.
Bubsy is my Messiah. Bubsy is the Messiah. What if in Bubsy they called him the Messiah? Great.
Anyway, something about bringing along the apocalypse. Basically a copy of the story from Ninja Gaiden 1.
Cool.
But it turns out you gotta go back to the Incan temple that you started out in. Which I think is a nice touch. Gotta go back there and check up on Reiko.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna hide the Sacred Chalice in holy water. So Vince McMahon can't get him.
He can have his stupid stone.
I'm just gonna take my girl and split, he says. So we see this cutscene again, because it's cool.
Sorry, I love the different layers here. It's so nice.
Yeah, you gotta love that NES parallax.
Mm-hmm.
Just adds a touch of class. Oh, he's got a hang glider. And this is it, the last level. We've come so far. Can it, Vince?
Scum!
Brought you your Stone of Ages. Now bring me the girl. So help me. You've harmed just one hair on her head. Hey, it's Reiko.
Is she okay?
Wait a minute, you're not Reiko. And here's maybe my favorite part of the game. The fake Reiko is named Fako.
Yes! Fako! This rules! No, this kicks ass.
Most women are satisfied with dinner and a movie.
Wah wah! Sounds more like Gex to me here.
Yeah. Believe it or not, Fako is by far the toughest boss fight in the game because she attacks you with slide kicks and a flying butt attack. Like, check that out. Okay, you gotta do the butt attack, lady. Come on. There it is.
Oh my god, you're right!
See, she attacks you ass first. I think in Japan they call it a flying hip attack.
Oh, wow.
They should just call it what it is. Attacking with your butt.
Yeah, she's the lost Fakagoon.
You haven't seen the last of me, big boy. Yeah, the lost Fakagoon. And anyway, Fako tells you where Vince is. Mm-hmm. There's an underground elevator.
Lover boy.
She still wants him, though. No man can resist. I mean, no woman can resist Master Silk.
Honestly,
the
no
great
man
thief.
either. Let's
yeah,
be honest.
True. Let's cut to the final save state. We're about to beat the game here. It's fine.
You're good.
I remember this game. I just played this yesterday.
Those guys all look like Bluto.
Kinda,
Like
yeah.
from Popeye.
Yeah, you fight against the evil Bluto.
I wish they wouldn't try to kill the Messiah, but...
Wait, I was going the wrong way, actually.
Oh, oops. Try
Hang
that
on,
again.
the stream will take a couple more minutes than I thought. Yeah, here we go. Now we're on track. We're ready to beat this game. And there is a lot more dialogue and more gameplay to this game, and I recommend you check it out if this looks interesting to you. Because it is a fascinating piece of gaming history that was kind of a miracle that we found alongside other priceless artifacts when we did. Like Sunman, who even knew that was in development?
Yeah! Yeah, if I recall, that was something nobody even knew existed until y'all found it, but okay.
Yeah, it was just Sunman, out of nowhere. From some Spanish collector. Oh shit, what is this? I didn't see that coming.
Well, rip Danny.
I'll get her this time. You just jump kick at her.
Okay,
There
she
we
doesn't
go.
even like that. That should be like Fako too. Oh shit, it's the real Reiko.
The real Reiko.
Reiko.
He has a nice new Stone of Ages, and he's going to use it to revive the great giant Kyojin. Not Kyojin, the legendary pyramid mover. Oh shit, it's the guy who made the pyramids.
Oh no.
It's the first boss we fight, only he's being evilly transformed into the pyramid mover.
So he's just buff and handsome now.
And super big. That is
huge!
That is one big dude right there. But there's one thing the big dude didn't count on, and that was me having a gun. Hey, pyramid mover, move this.
That guy just straight up looks like a wrestler. He looks like he's in Ring
He's
of
done.
Honor or
That's
something.
it. We finished it.
Game over?
The great pyramid mover could not stand up to my gun. That's it. We did it.
Alright.
Still got this gun with plenty of damage left to do. Check it out. Reiko springs into action.
Yes!
Kicks his ass. I guess even messiahs need a sidekick.
Wah wah. Oh shit, Dan, you better go.
Yeah, we should go. Let's make tracks. Never a dull moment with my Silk.
God, it would make sense if Vince McMahon there turned someone into a wrestler. Okay.
We're gonna make another big show. We're gonna call him Bigger Show.
Biggest show.
And of course, because this is in the style of Castlevania, you gotta see the castle collapse. Or
Oh, that's
explode in
cool!
this case. Wow.
Wow.
It just blew up. Well, the big show blew up.
Big Show's fucking dead.
There he is, looking more Gogo than ever.
But he's happy, which is not something I think of when I think of Golgo.
Oh yeah, and this guy has a mouth on him, which Golgo does not. No legend or myth can correct 1,000 years' damage to our planet. And unless we all make a concentrated... Oh, here we go. We all make a concentrated effort to do something about it, the only way to go will be down. Uh-huh? What are you talking about? Nothing, honey. Just thinking out loud. Now, how about a real vacation? Perhaps we could visit some old Incan temples for fun this time. Just be sure to remind me to find a new line of work when we get back. This Messiah thing is just too much. I'll tell you what's too much, Silk. You're too much.
Never a dull moment with you, Silk.
And that Secret Ties.
That was great.
This is a good game. It's maybe not up to the standards of 91, 92. I could see this really making an impact in 89 or 90. But even with English text by Jimmy D and MC Ikea,
Yeah, good job, Jimmy D.
this game could not make it to market. So yeah, a real shame, but it is good that we discovered this game, and in a semi-complete state, too. I'd say there's nothing about this that really seems incomplete, aside from maybe the UI, but that's about it. Visuals by Cappuccino K.
Delicious.
Does Moby Games have these credits? Anyone want to compare these against other Vic Tokai games? I'm curious if this is from the Golgo team.
Just getting the music here.
Hawaiian Mishima.
That's my favorite kind of Mishima.
So there you go, that's the story of Vic Tokai, plus one game that didn't quite make it. Secret Ties.
That is so cool.
Overall, I'd say they had a much, much better ratio of good games to bad games than Taxan. Yeah, 92. The title screen actually says 91, but the credits say 92. And this game would have been a little behind the times in 92.
BMF points out that this game straight up stole Ninja Gaiden's number font.
Might as well steal from your inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta steal from the best.
Again, steal big or don't steal it all, baby.
Steal big or steal home. Alright, let's do what we did with Taxan. Let's rank the games, whether they were good or bad. Gogo 13, good. Bump and Jump, I would say is good. I had a decent amount of fun with it. All Pro Basketball, that sucked. That was bad.
That was bad.
Clash at Demonhead, good.
Mm-hmm.
Conflict?
I am conflicted over whether or not I think that's a good game.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
who are you,
sorry.
Master Thief Silk? Feet don't fail me now. Okay, so we got... Let's call Conflict bad for the sake of argument.
Okay.
So we got 2 bad, 2 good. Kid Kool bad. Kid
Bad.
Kool so bad. Kid Kool the worst.
Bad.
Terra Cresta, I'll give it a good. That's a
Okay.
good game. So 3 good, 3 bad. Mafat Conspiracy, I'll be nice. That was good.
Mm-hmm.
And Crayon Conquest was also good. So
It
that's
was.
something like a 66% hit ratio
That's not
compared
bad.
to Taxan's 50-50 sort of thing.
Alright.
And there you go. 2 minor publishers from the NES era. Both started strong and then just left right away. In Taxan's case, that's because they wanted to consolidate into Naxat Soft. For Vic Tokai, they just wanted to move to 16-bit. They saw where the future was, and they decided this 8-bit shit is for the birds. Cancel that Secret Ties. I don't care if it's complete. We gotta make some Genesis games. That's Vic Tokai. That's Taxan. And that's Retro Pals. Thanks for watching.
Okay, so